Welcome back, everyone, to Prime Arcana, the Scourge Garden. In tonight's chapter, after having finally reached their destination, Meryl and Lortho learn a little bit more about the Kaskar family, but they also enjoy a little bit of downtime, enjoying their first short rest. Now, back to the tale. Ravidia leads Meryl and Lortho across a snow-dusted garden that might have been beautiful under happier circumstances. Despite the hush of morning draped over the estate, the garden is immaculate, and as you look at the different flowers, the gloom of the city seems far away. At the mansion's front door, two servants in black pull open tall, engraved oak doors, revealing a narrow but impressively wide foyer, tiled in polished stone. A luxurious green carpet rolls along the center of the room, its edges adorned with embroidered golden patterns. Twin braziers glow in opposite corners, sending waves of gentle heat across the space, enough to banish the outdoor chill from your fur after the doors close. An air of calm permeates the house. You can sense it in the hush of footsteps, the subdued voices of servants passing through side passages, and the faint lingering sense of incense burning in memory of the departed. Meryl notices two matching purple couches along the wall. Lortho gives you a quick look and silently mouths, "I've never seen couches that fancy in my whole life." And Ravidia gives them a kind of quiet, apologetic smile and gestures to the western door, pushing it open. Beyond is the family's dining room, well lit by tall windows and dominated by three sturdy tables. In the room's center stands a towering arrangement of flowers, shaped almost like a snowflake. Beyond the day's tragedy, the flowers are vibrant and fresh, and their perfume mixes pleasantly with the sense of the banquet laid out across the tables. "You've walked a long road," Ravidia says. "Please help yourselves. Our house staff prepared food for family and guests, and we have far more than we could ever finish." Her voice is warm, but cut with sorrow, like she's speaking through a veil of exhaustion. Despite the somber atmosphere, your stomach can't help but flutter with excitement. Platter upon platter of finger foods, miniature pies glistening with savory fillings, roasted vegetables drizzled in fragrant oils, delicate pastries dusted in pale sugar, and slices of cured meats rolled into roses, along with cheeses and lettuce wraps. Everything looks like a delicacy.
She is taking particular note of the different types of vegetables because it's a wider range than what she's used to with like the root vegetables up north. And so I think there's probably like huge, like fist-sized green things that have kind of like, they look like little teeny tiny trees. She's not sure exactly what that is, but it's green and it looks crunchy.
It's broccoli?
She's looking, yeah. She's looking.
Nice.
She's looking at the different meat and she's trying to like suss out with her nose, like if she can tell what kind of meat it is, because, you know, she's used to hunting for meat specifically. So she's kind of interested in what that is.
Roll an investigation for me.
Investigation 18.
So she recognizes it from the smell as bull moose. She's only encountered it once before, and Kale brought it down.
Oh my gosh, bull moose? Wow. We rarely get that. And I think she'll reach for some.
And Ravidia says, "We have hundreds of pounds of it in the freezer." Lortho gets over to like grab a plate and pauses and looks up at her and he's like, "Are you sure?" And she nods and she goes, "Truly, yes. Please eat, your guests. My brother would have opened our doors to you with a laugh, so it's only right." And then she like looks down at Meryl, who's like awkwardly looking up at her. It's like she's like reaching for this piece of bull moose.
Yeah, she's trying to see, like, is Ravidia, you said she looks like tired.
Yes, yes.
When's the last time you ate?
I had eggs this morning. It's just been a very stressful last 24 hours, as I'm sure you can guess. And today has only just begun. It's like 9:30 in the morning right now.
Okay. So she takes the bull moose meat and she pops it into her mouth, and then she picks up another one and like tries to hand it to Ravidia. Well, if it's gonna be that long of a day, I think you should join us.
And she eats it quickly. And as she's eating it, Lortho's like sniffing at this like platter of little cheese-topped pastries, and he pops one into his mouth, and you see him reach for this little like small spinach and mushroom tart. He eats that, and then he turns to Ravidia with tears in his eyes, and he goes, "This is incredible. Can I please meet the person who made this? I'd like to shake their hand." Like a tear just like rolls down his furry little cheek as he picks up a tiny golden plate and just starts filling it with tarts. Our chef lives on site. I'll let him know that you have such high praise. He'll reach out to you at some point. They'll be cooking throughout the day, I'm sure.
I think she's interested in the cheese. Cheese is it's always a good little snack. So she's eaten some of the different types of cheese. There's different colors. Maybe there's one that she can't tell. She would probably think it was moldy a little bit, like weirdly moldy, like blue all up in it, but she's not trying to be rude. So she's going to take a bite, and then it's just going to like melt in her mouth. And it's just like, so I'm making myself hungry. It's so good. And her mouth is watering. And so she's like, looking over at Lortho, who's like attacking the tarts, and she's gonna slowly try to grab one of the spinach and mushroom tarts and put that in her mouth. And she's not trying to be like, but she's moving a little quick. And she's gonna give herself a stomach ache.
Ravidia says the bull moose is marinated in rosemary and black pepper. It's my brother's favorite. And then she kind of like gestures over towards like a couple tiny orbs of flaky dough drizzled in like a sweet glaze, and she goes, "And if you've got a sweet tooth, those honey drop puffs only came out a few minutes ago. The bees are family owned. They're quite delicious and best enjoyed warm." She like pops one in her mouth, and it's just like this little, it's a profiterole basically, if you know what that is. They're basically like donut holes that are like covered in like a sugary glaze, sort of, and they're like usually filled with like cream.
Oh, they look like beignets.
Cream puffs.
Yeah. But instead of cream, they're filled with honey. And Ravidia folds her hands in front of her, and she goes, "There's plenty more. Tea, mulled cider, anything you'd like. It's going to be a long day of greetings, but if you don't mind waiting, after you've had a chance to rest and eat, we can speak about your village."
Meryl is looking at the pastries, and she like opens her mouth to say something, and like just like a string of drool just kind of she catches it, but
in her palm.
They smell like, yeah. And she wipes her face, and she's like, "Oh my god, like I'm so sorry. This is just some of the, I mean, Lortho's right. This is just some of the most magnificent food."
He has 3 full little plates, and you can tell that he's stacked them like in like a little sort of like triangle that he can like hold together with one hand, and has started attempting to do the same with 3 more plates for his second hand.
She's gonna let him do what he's gonna do. She's gonna turn back to Ravidia and say, "Yes, of course we don't mind waiting. We are so grateful that you invited us in and are showing us such great hospitality. So your schedule is our schedule."
I appreciate your patience. Thank you very much, Meryl. And she waits patiently while the pair of you finish collecting your food, and Lortho licks a stray crumb from his fingers with a sheepish grin as Ravidia recognizes that you both kind of have what you can carry. And she's like, "Shall we?" Gestures for you guys to follow her back out into the front foyer the way you came from.
Yeah, Meryl nods enthusiastically.
So she leads you guys back through the foyer's warm brazier glow toward an archway on the eastern side. To get there, you pass by the open doorway to a spacious parlor. Within the room, you see statues of otherworldly, wonderful creatures, each perched on carved pedestals. There's a golden harp, a piano, a softly crackling hearth. There's more plush purple chairs scattered around the room, along with similar couches. And you hear voices drift out from the room in hushed, serious tones. Your ears pivot forward curiously, and inside you briefly catch a glimpse of a small group of people gathered, each looking haggard and serious and tired and exhausted, sad. One of them is a gnome woman with coppery skin and striking white hair. She sits in a high-backed chair, flanked by two older gnomish couples who are speaking with a pair of city watch officers. Nobody's shouting, but the conversation feels tense, even from the doorway. The couple that she's sitting with, the two couples that she's sitting with, are her parents and Ruvidon's parents. Let's give them some space for now. She lightly rests a hand on your arm to guide you up the stairs. This last day has been difficult. When I come to speak with you later, I'll attempt to have Evenrica join us. As far as I know, she liked Caro.
I haven't met many people who don't like Caro, so that doesn't surprise me.
Rividia laughs when you say that, but it's a friendly laugh. It's like a knowing, friendly laugh where she's like, "That's true. He is very charming." So at the top of the stairs, a wide landing stretches in both directions, lined with doors and decorative vases. At the top of the stairs, almost on cue, two maids appear from around the corner. Gnomish women in neat black and lavender uniforms bearing the Kaskar crest. And gnomes are all between 3.5 to 4.5 feet tall. So they're all smaller than you. Some of them are about as tall as Lortho. So you guys are kind of like, this is very different from the city. Almost everyone in the city is bigger than you. And then here, you're like bigger than everybody, except for like maybe one or two people.
Is the scale inside like smaller?
Yes.
Or is it like, okay.
Yeah. It still has high enough ceilings for guests. Like the ceilings are still roughly about 12 to 15 feet. So really high ceilings, but all of the like furniture and stuff is small. And like you saw in the parlor that there were some large, medium to large size sofas and stuff, but most of what you've passed has been tiny, even the like paintings and stuff. The two maids curtsy, greeting Rividia with sort of this subdued respect, as one of them says, "Lady, we just finished tending to the blood in your brother's office." And Rividia exhales and she goes, "Thank you. I know that couldn't have been easy." And the older maid, with silver streaks in her hair, says, "No, lady, but it's done." And Rividia turns her attention to you and Lortho and says, "These two are our guests. Please escort them to the washroom first and then see them to a guest room where they can rest." One of the maids glances over at you and says, "This way, if you please." And beside you, Rividia says, "I'll come find you when I can. I'm sorry this visit couldn't have been more hospitable."
Please don't apologize. You've shown us such grace in such a hard time. I can't imagine what you're going through. We will be waiting for you, but don't rush.
And she just kind of like gives you a nod and a smile and turns to head back down the staircase. And when she does, Lortho, balancing 6 plates, smiles at one of the maids and he goes, "Thank you. I'm Lortho. This is Meryl." The older maid looks over her shoulder and she goes, "I'm Dasha. This is Vertice." And then the younger maid, Vertice, just says, "Hello."
Hi. How long have you worked here?
"I've worked here for the last 100 years, and Dasha has worked here for the last 240. Lortho is just like, "So what, everybody outside of our city just lives way longer than all of us? Dang, Nirak kind of screwed us over on the life limit here. Think about how much more food we could eat if we lived for 500 years.
I don't even know.
He's just mumbling to
Man.
himself.
Yeah, I don't even think she would say anything. That's crazy. You must enjoy working here and being around this family if you stayed that long.
Dasha just goes, "The Kaskar family has pulled from the same 6 houses of attendance for the last 3,000 years. It's an honor to serve them wherever their family members lie. Here, in Glitterhome, or in the Fairlands."
Hush, 3,000 years. She's no way of even fathoming that. That is wild. She's never heard somebody tell a story about something going back 3,000 years. Wow. Yeah. No, they're just she's just following them up and is thinking to herself how different everything here is. Like but she's kind of finding common ground because like in her village, they all pass down. I mean, she's refusing to take on her father's responsibilities, but like they pass down things through families. So it makes sense to her. Like that is at least relatable. Just the scope of it is intense. So her head is spinning a little bit.
And so they lead you guys out onto this like second floor overlook that looks down into this courtyard. In the center is a grand statue of a gnome wielding a spear and a shield on horseback. The morning sun tries to cut through thick, gray snow clouds above. Halfway down the hallway, Daksha murmurs, "Pardon us, but we'll need to pass through Lord Ruvidon's office. It's the quickest way to the washroom, but you mustn't touch anything. The area is still under investigation by the City Watch."
Of course, we won't disturb anything. And then she looks over at Lortho, and are his plates like precarious, or does he have like a good handle on what he's carrying around?
Imagine the Infiniverse's greatest server essentially balancing the skill of a god, maybe like 64,000 plates. Like that is what he could do. So these 6 plates, it's absolutely like a child putting like a square peg into a square hole.
Okay,
Fucking
so she's not gonna like warn him or say anything.
But his hands are full, so he can't touch anything anyways.
Okay, yeah. So seeing that, yeah, she's committed to watching out for herself. And that means don't touch anything because these people have been very nice to her. And she doesn't want to cause problems while they're already having a very bad couple days.
So they first lead you into this sort of like large open air central library, basically. You see all of these books on the shelves here, and then there's just this upper platform which is covered in moss. There's just this beautiful like mossy garden carpet, so like very plush, very soft, very lush. And then between the moss is like these little like ponds with lily pads and like koi fish basically within them. And then there's just books like lining all of the walls. And they take you over to the right and lead you here into this study. The first thing you notice is the broken furniture and the scattered papers, as if someone had waged a private war here. A large shattered desk sits off center. One leg is snapped clean off. Drawers lie on the ground, splayed out like battered wooden shells. One window's drapery is ripped down the middle, yet the boards underfoot gleam with the fresh polish where the servants have scrubbed away bloodstains. Daksha presses her lips together in a tight line, then nods for you guys to proceed. Quickly, she pushes open a smaller side door opposite the ruined desk into the washroom. Vertice sets about laying out fluffy towels and a small selection of soaps on a side table, while Dasha starts filling the massive tub in the center of the room with hot water. The tub is less a tub and more a tile drop into the floor. Daksha says, "We'll be just outside if you need us."
Thank you.
And with that, the two maids slip quietly out the door, and Meryl and Lortho stand in the gentle haze of growing steam. Immediately, Lortho sets his 6 plates down on the tile floor, along with his backpack, and starts picking up different bottles. Which one of these do you think makes bubbles?
Can she even tell? Can I roll for something to see if she recognizes the consistency of the contents of these bottles?
You could roll an investigation check.
Let's investigate that. And she got a 16.
Okay. So she actually notices the exact same bottle that you've had in your parents' home for the last 10 years that Carol brought back from his adventures that provided the bubbles for you and your brothers while you were growing up. It's a sort of like amber-colored, clear glass bottle with like a thick stopper cork on top of it.
Her ears like shoot up, and she thrusts her hand out. She says, "That one's Bubbles. Caro brought some of that back for us. It smells so good."
And he picks it up and he pops the cork and he sniffs it and he's like, "Ooh!" And just like dumps the whole thing into the
Oh God.
into the tub. And immediately the tub just starts like filling up with bubbles, and he gets all excited and takes his clothes off, kicks his boots off, and drops them to the tile floor and does a cannonball into the tub. And 1,000 tiny little just air bubbles just like fizz up around his orange fur, and he's like, "Oh, this is so nice." You think the rest of the houses in this city are this nice?
I don't think so. Even from the outside, you can tell this is pretty fancy.
Yeah.
And she's gonna start making her way towards towards also getting him to the tub. Is it warm?
They're not as hot as the hot springs back home, but they're hot.
Sticks her foot in, waves some bubbles away so she can make her way in. They're dirty and they're
Yes.
taking a bath, so it's probably just like brown coming off of them in waves,
Yeah.
I would guess.
And-
So she's happy because her fur is going to be sparkly white after this.
Yep. So as Meryl relaxes into the bubbles, where does her mind retreat to?
Because she's with Lortho, I think she's going to go kind of back to a memory with being at the hot springs with Talia and how like it was such a easy place to go to when they were kids. Like it was just kind of an ongoing, like one of the 4 places that like kids can go to hang out. And so she's thinking about the hot springs with Talia. And then since Lortho is sitting here now, she's thinking about secret little trips that Lortho and Talia probably make to the hot springs because they're just like cute little couple now. And she's thinking about appreciating the hot springs when she gets home because this is very nice and she likes the bubbles, but the nostalgia and the importance of growing up around such a beautiful like natural place is kind of hitting her. So she's kind of missing home a little bit, thinking about goofing off there, and then how time marches on and now she's on this adventure with this guy who she never even freaking paid attention to before. Just warm, fuzzy feelings. I think it's hard not to feel just like ultra relaxed and happy and thinking about home when you're in a bath as luxurious as this.
And after a few blissful seconds of silence, Lortho says, "Do you think that guy Skogul has anything to do with, He like glances towards the door as if the walls might have ears. Ruvidon's death?
Well, I mean, okay, so we found out that he had died that morning, and then we met Skogul that night, and he was trying to get into the city. I don't know. Do you think he was doubling back, like he had left and then was trying to sneak back in?
It's a possibility. I mean, I don't particularly know the thought processes of giants. They've destroyed our whole city just to take some alcohol. So who's to say what he's here for, really? I mean, did he ever tell you why he was here?
No, he didn't tell me anything. He was really excited to try to help us out. I mean, as excited as I know we were only with him for a couple, maybe an hour or two, but he was animated. And he did say something about how he doesn't, Lortho. He did say something about how he doesn't pillage villages anymore.
So he has pillaged villages. So this wasn't the first time he's attacked a place before then.
And he tried to murder somebody.
So he has attacked villages before then. So this is probably not a lie.
Wow.
I just keep picturing those people mourning downstairs and the destroyed office. And I mean, they destroyed our village. Giants maybe did something here too. That's all I'm thinking, maybe.
If he's destroyed villages and he just got charged for murder, I mean, how many people do you think get murdered in the city? Everything seemed generally peaceful when we walked through. We don't have any murderers at home.
I mean, I haven't seen anybody hurt, and I haven't seen anybody killed, and I haven't seen any fights. And I don't know how many people are in this city, but I lost track counting houses. I was trying to count houses when we first got here, but I just gave up. I think I got to like 8 and was like, nah, that's too many. I'm done. At this point, I've passed like at least like, I don't know, 12 or 13. You guys have passed probably like 200 to 300. So
Yeah. Elanian also warned us to be careful about trusting people.
And he did also say that Ice Warden Vale was there to protect the temple. I don't know what she was protecting the temple from. We didn't ask him that. But just the fact that they would need somebody to protect the temple maybe means that there's people that don't like them here. But he didn't say anything
Maybe there
about
were guards
murders.
outside this place too. As a matter of fact, there's guards pretty much everywhere.
That's probably why they caught Skogel.
Sticks out.
If there are crimes and murders here, then it's probably not often because there's people looking out for everybody everywhere. I wish they didn't care so much about pieces of paper, but I mean, protecting the streets is good.
That's true. I don't know if you got a good look in there, but it did look like whoever was in there was pretty strong. And if Skogel was trespassing across 20 different buildings, like had to have been moving pretty fast.
His legs were like double the size of me.
Yeah, he's big.
His legs were like as tall as you.
Yeah, maybe we should tell them about him.
I mean, it's worth a shot. They've already got him locked up. If we tell them and he's connected to it somehow, then I'm sure they can just go talk to him themselves.
Yeah, and if he didn't do it, he's gonna, tell them that. He'll be honest, I'm sure.
He probably did it, though.
Well, if he did it, I think he'll tell them that too, because he's already been captured, and
That's true.
honesty is the best policy, so, I'm sure they'll appreciate that he's being truthful with them about it if he did do it, and if he didn't, I mean, he did do a lot of other bad stuff, so it's not like we're making it worse for him.
So yeah, we have to tell them then, because if then all of these things are true, then really we're just helping.
Yeah.
Did you see that little metal bird on Ravidia's shoulder? It had jewels for eyes and it looked at me.
Yeah, I did see it. I hope it's bringing her comfort right now. This is a tough time. It's so strange. It's not like anything in nature. Never seen anything like that.
Never seen anything.
Kara's talked about it, but I thought he was exaggerating.
Could you imagine seeing a metal tree? That would be so weird.
Yeah, I don't think I would like that very much. Maybe we can ask her about it when we see her. It was very pretty, very shiny.
It was very shiny. And then there was that guy at the gatehouse. What was his name? Cernbator Troll? He was metal. He said he was alive. Do you think the bird is alive?
Oh. I wonder if it talks.
Oh, that would be amazing. I bet you probably couldn't eat it, though.
No, I don't think so. With all those gems, that would make your stomach hurt, Lortho. I wouldn't try it. She, splashes him.
And when she splashes him, this just, scent of lavender rolls up off the water. Do you think it's magic? The elders always said there's no magic left in the Scourge Garden.
I think if it was magic, Caro's plays would have been a lot more intense. I don't think he'd be able to stay away from that. I mean, imagine. He comes here, he sees magic. Caro sees magic and doesn't come back and immediately tell everybody about it. We would never hear the end of that.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And then he splashes Meryl back.
Her ears flatten. Stop. Stop. You're getting bubbles in my eyes.
You did it first. What do you think? What do you think Talia's doing right now? And he pops a bubble with his nose, his little black nose. He pops a bubble with it.
She's probably failing to catch fish.
I'm gonna tell her you said that.
Whatever. She should be doing. Fixing my cart.
Oh, have you ever seen her try to use a hammer? It's embarrassing. I love her.
Oh my god, she probably uses it upside down.
So you have seen it then?
Love? She turns her head. She says, love?
And like his
Did
ears,
you just say love?
his ears flatten, and like his face just like turns completely red, and he goes, "Did I?"
I'm gonna tell her you said
No, I didn't say that. I didn't even hear myself say it. I didn't even hear myself say it. I didn't even hear myself say it. I do miss her laugh, though. You know?
It's a pretty good laugh. That's what you like.
That is what I like. That's what she likes. She's your best friend.
Whatever. Yeah, I do miss her.
Thinking about home is nice. What was the last thing you and Torn talked about?
I mean, told me to be careful. Told me that I was gonna do a great job out here. Told me to watch out for you. Told me not to let you talk me into turning around 5 minutes into the trip because you got hungry. She's teasing him. That's not what he said. But it's private, so she's not going to tell him
For sure.
what they actually talked about. You know, the normal stuff.
Do you mind if I just close my eyes and float here for a little bit? This water is so warm, I'm kind of having a hard time keeping them open.
She says, not at all. Just don't slip under the water.
He's dead.
She looks around for, maybe she'll like hop out and look around to see if she can find him like a towel to like put his head on.
Roll a perception for me.
Because he looks sleepy. 22?
Yeah,
22?
Yep. There is a stack of, I directly said that they laid out towels for you guys, so you would immediately know to grab them.
She'll hop out like quickly and be like, cold, and she'll grab it and then like circle around, put it on the, like a little one, put it on the edge of the thing for his little head, and then she's gonna jump back in the water.
Her little paw, like just dripping water, her tail's like soaking wet, like dragging along the tile floor behind her. She's also like thin as a rail because her fur is like just like sticking to like her body. And
like a drowned fox.
after she does that, Lortho's like, "Thanks, Meryl," and like his eyes flutter and a little content murmur slips out of his mouth that you can't really hear as she gets back into the bath. What does she do while Lortho naps?
She's just kind of like playing with the bubbles. She's gonna clean herself because they're dirty. Really get with the soaps behind her ears and make sure she's like sparkling and fresh, getting between her toes. And then I think she'll probably get out and like kind of meticulously like try to dry herself off so that when he eventually decides to like get out of the tub, he's not waiting for her. Like she kind of wants to be fresh. Are there robes, or does she have to should she put her dirty clothes back on?
There are robes.
She's putting a robe on.
And
She's gonna sit on this little cushiony thing right here.
And
Kind of look in the mirror because it's like a fancy mirror and she's not used to those. It's like probably the cleanest mirror she's ever seen.
Oh, not even
Well,
close.
don't tell her mom that, but yeah.
It's like a perfect, flawless mirror. And there's all of these different, perfume bottles and oils and lotions and powder puff things and just things spread out all across. I mean, this is the only bathroom in the house, so it was used by Ruvidon, but it was also used by Ruvidia because she lives here, Evenrica, and then all of their children, and there's 3 boys and 2 girls. So there's just like a whole myriad of like different collected, things around that Meryl's looking at.
She's like sniffing at them. She's not going to use anybody's stuff. They used the bubbles and Lortho used all of them. So she's content with that. But she's going to be sniffing. She'll like pick up the powder puff and like sniff it and probably get that shit everywhere. But otherwise,
cocaine.
Yeah, she's just looking at all the bottles.
It's cocaine.
Yeah.
It's cocaine.
Pimples just
She is
explode.
fucking rocked right now. Oh. An hour later, the lingering scent of soap still clings to Meryl's fur as she sits on the edge of a wide windowsill in one of the mansion's guest rooms. A faint yawn echoes from behind you. As Lortho, thoroughly pruned from his hour-long soak, is dressed in one of Ruvidon's old outfits that the house staff has pressed upon him. A pair of russet brown trousers tucked into soft leather boots, and a pale floral tunic far too small for him across the belly.
Oh my god. Look at his eyebrows.
Meanwhile, which of Ruvidia's dresses has been provided for Meryl?
I would say it's purple, which is so luxurious feeling. And it's a dress. It has sleeves on it, but they only go to like her bicep. But it's like an A line, if I'm thinking about that is correctly. Like it's like straight across her neck, like her collarbone. And it is short. It probably is shorter than anything she's generally used to wearing, but that's probably good because her tail has to like kind of fit underneath it. And so it's kind of just like curled around the bottom of it. And I would say it's like delicately embroidered. It kind of almost even looks like maybe the same person who made Lortho's floral shirt made the dress. It's got stitching on it in green and gold and white and blue, lots of different colors. And it probably goes to like her knee.
Admiring himself in the mirror, Lortho checks out his butt. Fits better than I expected, he mutters and smooths out a little wrinkle in that coat, and he goes, "Hope they don't mind I had to cut a spot for my tail."
I think they probably knew that you would need to. You got a pretty big tail, buddy.
It's a pretty dress. You look nice.
Thanks. I'm not used to wearing stuff like this, but...
Me either. I wonder if they're going to let us take these back home.
Well, you did rip a hole in yours, so I think they'll let you keep it.
Stretches his arms out and like looks at the jacket, and he's like, "I really should have tried harder to sleep last night. The bath was nice, but I'm still beat. I don't know how you handle it on those long hunts. You make all this look easy."
Hey, thanks. I try. But Kale was always just, I told you how he would wake us all up. He'd get right above your face. So quiet that even we wouldn't wake up. And then he'd scream as loud as he could. Oh my God, scare off all the birds. He thought it was so funny. Like, oh, they get to have a head start because you were sleeping. All right, whatever.
He doesn't even know what to say to that because, like, he is, like, a day fisher. So he's always, like, slept in. So the idea of, like, having to, like, get scream woken up is absolutely, like, horrifying to him. So he just kind of, like, gives Meryl this, like, uh-huh. And as she, like, looks back out the window, she sees that there's a small group of visitors departing with tears, leaving behind flowers. There's still a very long line. A soft snore snaps Meryl's attention from the window. You're not sure how long you've been lost in your daydream reverie, just staring out into the city, thinking. Across the room, Lortho is sprawled on the room's second bed, a half-eaten cookie balanced on his belly. His tiny foot kicks reflexively in his sleep as though he's running through his dreams. Every few breaths, he mumbles something incomprehensible about fins, then lapses back into snoring. So, what's on Meryl's mind?
Yeah, she's exhausted. It just hit her. All of his talk of like, I don't know how you do it, but she's seeing him like peacefully sleep over there. And she's thinking about how she should probably also sleep because Ruvidia is going to like come and find them. And it's going to be like, this is important. Like they've made it where they were trying to get. And she wants to make a good impression. She doesn't want to be falling asleep at a table. But she's just thinking about how long it took them to get here and how unexpected this whole turn of events has been. And she's happy. She's very, very happy that Lortho is with her. She can't imagine trying to do this by herself. Yeah. So she'll kind of like smile to herself and then she'll probably edge over to the other bed. So she's feeling like safe enough to take a little snooze.
And that's it for this chapter, dear listeners. What'd you think? Meryl and Lortho finally made it where they were going, but it sounds like we got a lot of unknowns coming up, don't we? Check back in on us next time as we return to the labyrinth and see how Skogul and Etten are doing after that ogre fight. Don't run away now, friends. Things are just starting to heat up.